Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. Today I am going to talk about my top 10 recommended books. Alright guys, welcome back. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you all for your continued support. I used to go on and on with videos about my series-a-thon. I still do series-a-thon. I still do try to get through series because I have a ton of them. So I thought it would be fun to do my top 10 recommended series that I really think everybody should read. Now this is nowhere near all of the series that I would recommend. I did choose 10. It was only going to be 5, but now I thought, you know what? There's just so many series. Let's do 10. And then maybe I'll come back again and do another recommended, and I'll just keep my list here so I don't duplicate any series. Now on this list you're going to have YA and adult. I don't have any middle grade on here. And also you're going to have mystery, you're going to have thriller, you're going to have fantasy on here as well. So I think everybody will find something that will make them happy and want to go pick up and read. So let's just get started on this. This list is not in any order at all. It's just as they came to mind. I actually had to come in and peruse my library shelves to find, you know, all the series in here, and there's so many. So anyway, the top 10, my top 10. Okay, so starting with the first one here, Robert Hunter Thriller Series. You guys knew this had to be on the list. This is by Chris Carter. There are 12 books to this series, and I've read 10. I have 2 more to read, and I want to finish those this year. And you guys know I recommend this one. If you like fast-paced, in-your-face, I'm a poet and didn't know it, then this is a series for you because it is fantastic. I can't even go on enough about this series. The characters, Hunter and Garcia, 2 of my favorite all-time characters ever. So yeah, the Robert Hunter Thriller series is definitely something that you guys should pick up. The next one we've got here is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Again, absolutely awesome series. This one has 8 books, and I discovered that you start out with the Assassin's Blade and then go on from there, because it's 8 books in this series counting the Assassin's Blade, which is the novellas all wrapped into one book, and it's all about Selena. So I do recommend reading the Assassin's Blade first. You get a really good feel for her and what she stands for and what she's about and that kind of stuff. If you love fantasy, you will love this. This is a YA fantasy, so it makes it a little bit easier to follow than if you're reading adult fantasy, because I just can't do adult fantasies at all. So yes, the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Go get it, you guys. Start out with it, and I'm telling you, you know, it will just pique your interest. Sarah J. Maas writes with such intensity when she is talking about her world. She's talking about her characters. Very intense. You will feel something reading her books. The next one we got on here is just a trilogy, but it's a YA trilogy. It is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I just read this trilogy this year. Loved it. That is another one I have to recommend. It's just so fluid, and the world building and the characters, everything is absolutely fabulous in this trilogy. Especially if you like anything that has to do with witches. It was actually the Throne of Glass series that got me hooked back on stories of witches, because there was a coven of witches in Throne of Glass that I just fell in love with. So I knew I was going to enjoy this trilogy. It's absolutely fantastic. And Carrie Maniscalco also has a great ability to write, a great ability of character development. I just absolutely love it. So check out that one. Number 4 on this list is the Will Trent series. This is by Karen Slaughter. This is not the first series. There is another one. It is the Grant County series. That is before Will Trent. Like, he gets introduced into the Grant County series, but the Will Trent series is my favorite. Again, Karen Slaughter writes so well, and her development of Will Trent is fabulous. I absolutely love him. He's flawed, he's gritty, he's rough around the edges. Absolutely love him. He's got his issues. Yeah, he is a fantastic detective. So, the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter. Next one we got here should also not be any surprise to those of you who have been watching me for a while, and that is the Joe Ledger series by Jonathan Mayberry. I absolutely fell in love with Joe. This is an adult series. He does have the Rotten Ruin series that is YA. I also read that one. But this one is his adult series, and most of it is like bio-warfare. This one has how many books? 8 books, and it starts with Patient Zero. Now, Patient Zero is like a zombie apocalypse, but it is bio-warfare. They're not like zombies that come up out of the ground. So it's so fabulous. Joe Ledger, again, is another very gritty, rough around the edges issues kind of detective, and yeah, absolutely love everything about that series. I like Jonathan Mayberry's world building is fabulous. His character development is fabulous. We actually had Jonathan Mayberry come visit my Goodreads group, and he came in there and posted something. But yeah, he's a very down-to-earth author, I think, because he also favorited one of my Instagram posts long time ago, so that was pretty interesting as well. But anyway, yes, absolutely love that series. He again is another great writer. I have read the Rotten Ruin and the Joe Ledger series. He's got a lot of different books, so you know, check him out. He is very talented as well. The next series I'm talking about here is a trilogy by Ted Decker, and that is the Paradise series. There is Saint, Sinner, and Showdown. Those also are all fantastic books. I've talked about Ted Decker before. He is a Christian fiction writer, but he's more good versus evil than he is shoving religion down your throat or trying to push something on you that you don't believe in. So we all believe in good and evil, so he is a fantastic writer on my list, and this trilogy was fantastic. It starts with Saint or Sinner, one of those two. You just look it up on Goodreads, you guys will figure that one out. But I have to highly recommend that trilogy. Again, very fluid, and Ted Decker writes with a lot of adrenaline pumping action, and if you've got that in your books, it's going to be a fantastic read. I love those books that have a lot of in-your-face action. And this is why I don't read a lot of cozy mysteries. I mean, every once in a while I will like a cozy mystery, but I just really have to be right in the middle of things and right in all that action. And Ted Decker does that. The next one on this list is a YA trilogy, and that is the Caravel Trilogy by Stephanie Garber. You guys, again, beautifully written story. The imagery alone in this trilogy just blows me away. This was my introduction to Stephanie Garber's writing. Very fluid. The world building is fantastic. The character development is fantastic. You're following two sisters here. You're following Scarlett and Tella, and they get taken off to the games. You gotta go to these games, and it's fantastic. She does have a great talent for imagery, for character building. She's fantastic. And it went very fast for me. And then I started on the Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I read that one about the Prince of Hearts, and I can't remember the next one, the ballad. I don't remember the title of the next one, but I'm going to be reading that one probably after I finish 3 Dark Crowns, because there's a third one to that series coming out on the Prince of Hearts. So yeah, she is absolutely fantastic as well, guys. If you like YA fantasy, you are going to love Stephanie Garber. Okay, the next one we got here on the list is an adult mystery, and that is the Bill Hodges trilogy by Stephen King. I have talked about Stephen King over and over and over, and about how diverse he is in his writing, and he can write mystery like nobody's business. The Bill Hodges trilogy starts with Mr. Mercedes, about the man who drives through a crowd of people, killing almost all of them, and Bill Hodges is our detective. So it's fantastic. It's definitely something that I would like to read again, because it's been so long since I've read it, and I don't really remember a whole lot about it now. But it's been probably maybe 5 years since I've read that trilogy. Absolutely fantastic, very well wrote, and Stephen King is probably the master of character building, in my opinion, because he can just develop a character so well. And that is one of the things I like the most about his books, are his characters. So check that one out. The next one we got here is a YA science fiction / dystopian. I don't generally like dystopians very much, but this one was very, very different. And that is the Unwind series by Neil Shusterman. There is 4 books in this series, and it starts with Unwind. I'll give you just a little bit of information. You have a child, and he's reckless, and he doesn't listen, he's disrespectful. You can have them unwound for a nominal fee. Very, very creepy. That first book was very creepy. And I actually recommended it to my sister because she was wanting something different to read, and she too found it very creepy. Really enjoyed that series. Very different from normal dystopians. If you want a nice little creepy YA, choose Neil Shusterman's Unwind series. And the last series I have on this list, number 10, comes in with the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This book, I think it has 4 books, and there are 2 novellas. I don't remember. One of them is Stars Above. What was the other novella? I'll put it on the screen, you guys. This is pretty much fairy tales just retold. And I absolutely loved them, and they all intertwine. Every one of the books come together and intertwine. So all the characters are mixed together. Absolutely fantastic. The first one is Cinder. Of course, it's going to be about Cinderella. You guys, this is one of the best YA fantasies I think that I've read. And it was just really, really good. Now, you know, I've heard that you're either going to like the series or you're not. There's not really any in-between on this series. But I was one of the people that likes the series, and I want to recommend it to you guys because it was very fluid, very quick read for me. Like I said, 4 books, 2 novellas. The novellas you should really read. Those go very well with the series. Okay, that is my top 10 recommended series list. And I recommend them all to you, and I hope you guys go pick some of them up. If you've read any of these series, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts were on those series, whether you liked it or you didn't like it, and recommend a series for me to read, and I will check into it. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.